What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman. You may have seen Kevin Feige started actually talking about the X-Men. It's the first time he's done it, and when the deal would be done and when they may start. I want to go ahead and clarify a couple of things he said, not when we would be seeing them, but when they would start. It's an important difference. I'm going to break all that down, and I'm going to play the entirety of the audio for that section of the interview. First, if you could hit the subscribe button, we're giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, as well as a whole slew of other Marvel-related stuff. All you have to do, hit the subscribe button, leave a like and a comment on this video, then hit the notification bell and stick around for the end of the video. I'll get into all the giveaway stuff again. Okay, let me go ahead and play the clip of Kevin Feige talking about the Disney acquisition of Fox and when we might actually start seeing the X-Men.
Whenever we announce a slate, we haven't done it now for 4 years or so, but we did a big event at the El Capitan Theater, I think it was 4 years ago.
2014,
yeah, where we announced, I can't remember exactly, but 10 movies maybe? Mm-hmm. And I did a little Q&A with press afterwards. Mm-hmm. The first 5 questions were, what about this character? What about this other character? Well, what about this movie? And I thought, well, wait a minute, we just announced 10 or whatever it was, new movies. Isn't that enough? And what's amazing is no,
it's not.
It's not enough.
There's a huge appetite,
which goes to how many great characters there are in these comics.
Yeah.
So I think there are a lot of them. I can't remember what the official word is of 8,000 characters or 10,000. Could they all be movies? No, of course not. But could 100? Maybe. And so many different types. That's why the Earthbound stories that we've done, getting to a cosmic space was always very important to me. I'm a big fan of science fiction and outer space movies, which now we've done. The supernatural side, metaphysical side of things with the Doctor Strange universe, and there's still others that we haven't tapped into yet in terms of genre plays, which is what we always like to do. So there's lots there. The notion of the characters that had previously been under a Fox agreement coming back is great. Number one, it's nice when a company that created all these characters can have access to all those characters. It's unusual not to. Mm-hmm. Marvel's been in a unique position to not have access to the characters in a long time. And for me, going full circle to our conversation, that's where I started. Mm-hmm. That's where I started. Almost 20 years ago now. Yeah. So it's exciting. But in terms of actually thinking about it and actually planning things, we haven't started that yet. But we've been told it's looking very good and could happen in the first 6 months of next year.
There you have it, guys, in the next 6 months, but that is just when the deal would be complete, not when we would start actually seeing Avengers promo stuff, including X-Men. So the idea of the X-Men being in even a post-credit scene of Avengers Endgame is a reach, but you guys must know that they shot that Thanos post-credit scene last minute after the film had officially aired with no real plans to use Thanos, and Kevin Feige and the whole team over at Marvel Studios has just been stewing on what they're going to do with the Fantastic Four and the X-Men ever since the acquisition started. I mean, come on, how could they have helped themselves? Even if they're very live in the now and focus on the now projects, the mark of a great, successful creator is to always be thinking ahead and marinating on all your projects so that they age like fine wine before you even start on them. I guarantee the discussions have been had, but guys, 6 months is when the deal would be done, when they officially could start working on stuff, which means we're still 2 or 3 years away from ever seeing an X-Men movie in the MCU, especially considering we already have dates slated. Now, the one exception I will throw out there is that there is still a void technically left on the calendar by the vacancy of Guardians of the Galaxy 3 due to James Gunn's firing. So there is a chance, if everything moved as smoothly as possible, we perhaps could start to see some of those characters slated if the right movie comes out to include them. But barring that, I would doubt we would see an X-Men title 3 years from now. There's one other little thing I think maybe being overlooked, an implication this may have that no one's really talking about, and that's the Dark Phoenix movie that was a Fox property but would technically be released as a Disney property here next year, as it would come after the acquisition is done. Guys, I don't think we're ever going to see that movie, and if it were up to Kevin Feige today, I think they would probably have stopped production on it. I know it would serve as a multi-$100 million loss, but compared to the gains they would make and the sully and the stain of that movie lingering over an X-Men that comes out in the next 2 or 3 years. Basically what I'm trying to say in a very complicated way is really pretty simple. If that Dark Phoenix movie comes out next summer, that is just longer the MCU has to wait to reboot, because that will be fresh in everybody's minds. And believe it or not, there are people who still watch this channel every day and reveal through the comments they leave on the channel that they're not aware that the Sony Spider-Verse, the X-Men Fox properties, the Deadpool universe are not part of the MCU. So there still is some confusion in the greater part of the public there. I know for some of you that is hard to believe, but it's true. It's not my intent to make fun of or hurt anybody's feelings, rather make the point that the people over at Disney know this too. There is a cross-section of superhero watching people who don't understand the difference between the universes. That is, they may think that the Dark Phoenix movie has something to do with the MCU and then not understand a reboot just a couple years later. They would want to push that back. So if I think it's up to Kevin Feige and he gets his chance, he's going to kill that movie dead in its tracks, especially considering it's been under a ton of reshoots. And like I said, even though it would serve as a multi-$100 million loss, that would only be pennies on the dollar compared to how much an MCU X-Men movie could make in 2 to 3 years. Also, the intrinsic value of every movie that actually goes into the MCU, this 20 movie universe they've built, instead of being outside of it. That is, however, an issue for another video. Guys, let me know in the comments what you think. Do you want to see the X-Men ASAP? Are you actually X-Men'd out? I've heard a couple people suggest that they would be a way better TV property, and I kind of like it. If we remember, X-Men's animated cartoon is some of our favorite stuff, and if you've ever seen that, it was a TV show format. So I'm not suggesting it needs to be animated, but perhaps that's the format. Guys, let me know what you think. Of course, they're not going to do that. We're going to get some X-Men movies in the MCU, don't you worry. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Okay, we're giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, as well as a ton of Marvel Trendsetters plaques. I'm going to be posting pictures of those in the next couple of videos. I'm trying to secure exactly which ones they are now. We've got 4 single frame plaques, as well as these 2 PlayStation Pros, one going out at the 100 and another going out at the 150,000 subscriber mark. If you want to win any of the Marvel stuff or the PlayStations, all you have to do, hit the subscribe button, leave a like and a comment on this video, then hit the notification bell to keep up with the videos, because the more videos you like and comment on, the better chance you have of winning. My name's Michael Roman. This is Everything Always. Thanks for checking out the channel.